sharing our stories connects us. Listen and be connected. Join us for the conversation meeting weekly at the intersection of community and culture. Hosted by Mario Nunez and Joe King Carter.
And there it is. Well, good afternoon, everyone who is listening out there in our audience in the Tampa Bay area, as well as on the World Wide Web. This is Joe King Carter, and if you are a regular listener to our show, you know that something sounds different today. And what sounds different is that I am piloting this old jalopy by myself because my broadcast partner and dear friend Mario Nunez is not with us today. So bear with me if I push a wrong button somewhere or say the wrong thing. Just know that I'm a guy trying. The other thing that I would like to do is take a serious moment and let you know, because I believe that Mario would want you to know this in his dedication to this show, is that Mario is not here because he is at home with his mother, Carmen Nunez. And Carmen is in palliative care. She is 96 years old, and she is in the process of transitioning. Everyone in his world, I think, will know this around the family, but not out in the outer world. So I'm letting you know. Mario has living in his house his 96-year-old mother and his 98-year-old father, and it's a lot. And so I just thought I'd let you folks know that since death is a subject that I think we ought to talk about more and more in our society, that this is the reason that he is not here. He is doing his work, holding his mother's hand emotionally and metaphorically and physically. So there it is. We wish Carmen the best. The great-grandmother of 12 great-grandchildren. 96 is a winning number in my book, and she's an amazing person. And much love to you, Carmen, and to Mario. Now, today we have with us somebodies that I'm really excited about. The somebodies are now laughing because I stepped on that a little bit. We have with us today two women who are sisters, who are natives in the Tampa Bay area, and we're going to talk about that. And they have done something recently that is quite an accomplishment, I think, in the world, and we're going to talk about that too as our hour moves on. And so with us is Teresa and Lori Rodriguez.
Hi, Joe.
Welcome. Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Getting closer, Teresa. 6 inches. There we go. Okay. Now, let's do what we always do here on The Conversation and talk about your beginnings and where you grew up. Where did you grow up?
Well, we grew up here in Tampa.
And
actually, I was born at the Centro Estudiano, so I was born in Ybor City.
Ybor City. I see. And you, Teresa?
I was born in St. Joseph's Hospital, and I've recently found out that I was born in Tampa Heights, not at the location that we all know today is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what does that mean that you recently found that out? How did that happen?
Well, I got a little tired of hearing Laurie say she was born in Ybor City, and so I just looked up St. Joseph's. I was curious if, maybe it had a different location.
Mm-hmm.
Which our mother did say it was not the location that it is now.
I see. Okay.
So I just Googled it.
I see. Interesting.
And, so I think that the year after I was born is when the new location opened up. But I did have my tonsils removed at the new St. Joseph's.
I see. Wow. They might still be there. So let's talk a little bit about your family. Where did your family come? How did your family come to Tampa?
Well, if we go back to our great-grandparents, because they're the ones who actually came to, I think we had one great-grandmother who was actually born here, and she was actually born in Ybor City, and she went to OLPH, didn't she, Terry?
I believe so.
never spoke a word of English. So she went to school there. They only
Wow.
taught in Spanish. Yeah, I didn't know that at the time. She was the only one. The rest pretty much came from Spain and Italy. We had a couple of great-grandparents that came from Italy. And they came here. And most of them were cigar factory workers.
Sure. Yeah. The classic combination of the Italian Sicilians and the Spanish in Ybor City. Isn't it fascinating? You know, when I came to Tampa, I would go to these little Cubano eateries. I knew nothing about the culture. And I would see black beans and rice and picadillo and plantanos on the menu and lasagna on the same menu, and I think to myself, what is going on here? Is lasagna, is that a prominent food in Cuba? I don't know. And so, you know, this, it turns out that we have more of those marriages in Tampa, Florida than anywhere else in America. I don't know if you know that, but we do. Yeah,
we do.
Absolutely. So did you have siblings?
We have one more sister. Yeah.
And she's older, younger?
She's older, so I'm in the middle. Terry's a baby.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, you do see that.
I do
You see that, don't you?
I
Yeah.
do. And why is it
child.
that it sometimes feels to me like Teresa's the older sister? I don't know, what is that? She kind of the boss sometimes a little bit, or what?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
Uh-oh.
so. I think she's the
Well, I
boss,
just got to
for
look,
sure.
man. I got to look then. So I'm not going to get into sister dynamics. That would be a dangerous territory to tread. So you grew up in what? So what neighborhoods did you, or what
So
neighborhood
we
did you?
actually went to Leto High School.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went to school at Alexander Elementary. Then we were bused to Cuesta for 6th grade center, which was probably, as you know, a cigar factory. So we went to school in a cigar factory for 6th grade. West Tampa.
Wait a minute. You
was
went to
also-
school in a cigar
It was
factory
an
for
old
6th
cigar
grade.
factory.
It
They weren't
was
still
no
making
longer,
cigars.
yeah.
Huh.
No, but
Interesting.
It was a cigar. It's gone now.
Yeah.
But we went to school in what was a cigar factory.
Oh wow.
It was Cuesta for 6th grade, 7th grade, West Tampa, which they tore that down too, which is a shame. And then Pierce and Leto. And Leto was the first time we had air conditioning.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Let's step up in the world. Yeah. What
was a
year?
big deal.
How old were you then?
I started, that was like 10th, 11th, 12th, so I guess I was 15?
15.
Yeah.
Was that the first air conditioning in your life? Did you have it in your home?
Well, when we were probably upper elementary school, we got, the window units. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, there was no air conditioning.
Window shakers. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't think a lot of people realize this, but probably anybody under the age of 50, that there are people alive, I'm one of them too, that did not have air conditioning in
No.
my childhood.
No.
Now it kind of blows my mind because I can't imagine how but I tell you what, we lived under fans. There were also
Oh, yeah. And the buildings were designed.
correct.
Yes, they were
Yeah.
designed differently. Like when I ended my career, because I was a teacher at Irwin, there were no windows in my room. No windows. So, back in the day, we had windows on both sides. It was designed so that it kept you cool. And there were, and it's funny because my nieces, Terry's daughters, they asked one time, what did you do when you were in school? If you all didn't carry water bottles, how did you get water? And I'm like, well, now that you mention it, we would periodically, they would line everybody up. We'd go to the restroom, and then we'd stand in the water fountain line.
That's right.
And you had like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, get your water.
That's
Move on.
right.
1, 2, 3, get your water. We didn't carry water bottles.
That's right. I had forgotten about that. That's
I did too,
absolutely-
till they
yeah.
asked. And I'm like, well, now that you ask.
Yeah, this obsession with hydration, which I get, but still, nonetheless. So let's. So what kind of girls were you in school together? You're a year apart.
18 months.
18
months. So are you 1 grade apart or 2 grades apart?
2 grades
We're
apart.
2, and then our older sister, also 18 months. She and I are 1 grade apart.
Ah, okay. And so let's talk a little bit about what kind of people you were in high school. Everybody has a different kind of persona.
We were like the perfect kids.
Were you perfect?
Yes,
really?
our mother just was blessed.
Oh wow, perfect.
I mean, as close to perfect as you're going to get.
Yeah, right.
We know there's
okay.
no perfect. but
Yes, I know. But
She has no complaints.
She has no complaints. So you were not getting into trouble.
She has
no.
no complaints.
Oh, okay. That's a little different, isn't it? Yes. So your mother is not aware of the trouble you were creating.
I wasn't creating trouble.
Uh-oh. Lori, okay, we'll leave it at that. But I mean, were either of you, how did you differ, or how were you alike in, let's say, being members of clubs, or being social and not social, or popular or not popular? How did you fit in all that? Or did you just
I would say we weren't popular at all. But we were Brownies. We were Girl Scouts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in
And
band.
we were in band. I played the clarinet. She played the flute.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do a little duet, huh?
I was no good. And Laurie would always remind me how bad I was.
I don't recall that.
Yes,
I mean, I really
yes.
don't.
All the kids were outside playing, and Laurie would say, "Come on out and play." And I would say, "I'm practicing," and she said, "You're not very good. Don't bother coming outside."
Oh.
Yeah. You only live once,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, I
You only live
understand.
once.
I
What are you
get
going to do? Practice the flute all day?
So, okay, so now we get to graduation, and now the adult world is on your horizon. What kind of decisions are you both making?
We just wanted to have fun.
Yeah. It was the 80s. Girls just want to have fun.
Oh,
Cyndi Lauper was
Yeah,
our idol.
you know.
So.
I see. Girls just want to have fun. Wow.
Like the boys.
Yeah, absolutely. But I thought you were good girls, but you were having fun.
We were
There's
having
something that doesn't
Good
line
girls
up there.
can't have fun.
Ah, okay, all right. That works.
If that were the case, there'd be no good boys.
So what happens after high school in terms of employment or dating or marriages? What happens next?
So then we actually we went to school to become teachers.
Okay.
And
Went to
because
where?
she just comes to me, we went to HCC and then to USF.
Okay.
To the
Both
College
of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she came to me. She's my little sister.
Okay.
I'm always trying to take care of her and do what she wants to do. And she came to me, Joe, and said, "Let's be accountants." And I said, "Fine, let's be accountants." So we take our first.
It might have been an economics
Yes,
class.
economics.
And I knew
she
I
drops
didn't
out
want
of
to
the
be
class immediately and leaves me in there all by myself.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but I was
So
also
there-
very pregnant.
No, you were not.
Oh.
You were
I was
not.
too.
No, that came much later
Uh-oh.
when you came to me and said,
you do
"Let's
have to
be
sort this out."
teachers." Okay. So that was long before.
Wow.
Then after that,
Wow.
she comes to me and says, "Hey, why don't we be teachers?"
Okay.
And I'm like, "Well, okay, let's go be teachers."
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, see,
Then she was.
So you are, Teresa, you are kind of the leader in a way.
Yes, she is. Because I'm always trying to please my little sister.
There we go.
Trying to take care of her, trying to give her what she
Teresa,
wants.
why accounting? What in the world of accounting said this is going to be it for me?
I
Actually,
can't
Joe, if she
answer
had
that.
stuck with it, she might have been pretty good at it. But
Yeah.
she just
Probably
gave
not.
up.
Well, I'm not saying accountants
Yeah.
are
She's very
are
good at that.
Boring.
Very detailed.
I'm not saying I'm not making a value judgment of the profession. It's just that probably most people don't think. I would think accounting would jump out at them at a young age. That's all.
I guess math was my favorite class. I wasn't necessarily a good math student, but I liked it and wanted to be an accountant for some odd reason.
For like an hour.
Had I known that there was such a job as an event planner, that's what I would have
Well,
gone
listen,
for.
if I had known there was a job as a ice cream taster or a coffee taster, but I tell you what, the counselors at Lato were horrible because
Yeah.
none of them told me.
You mean they
there's
weren't
all
telling
this
you about the ice cream
potential.
tasting
No,
jobs?
not at
Wow.
all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, yeah, interesting. So, so accounting didn't work out. You end up becoming
Educators.
and teachers. And did that have a goal, like teaching elementary school, high school, college? Where did you want to go? How did you want to do that?
So I taught special ed, and Teresa taught elementary.
And how long did you do that?
I just retired in December.
And so, do you want to reveal how many years that was?
Well, I did quit a few times. But I started as a teacher's aide in 1980. What year did you get married? 89?
89.
In 89 or 88 or 89.
Right.
Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah,
A long time.
a long time.
And while we're on that topic, let's talk a little bit about special ed. What was it about that sort of attracted you, and how did you feel about all that?
It's just one of those things that I don't think I chose that path. It just was thrown in front of me, you know? So I think when I was younger, I was looking for a job, and there was a job as a teacher's aide for, SED. So I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Got the job, and then I thought after a while, well, if I'm going to do this, may as well be a teacher. So I went back to school, became a teacher. So it was just like, it wasn't a dream, because I hated school.
Okay.
I hated school.
Okay.
Couldn't wait to get out. Never wanted to go to college. Never. But then, I don't know. Sometimes you're not choosing it. It's choosing you, like a pet, right?
Yes. Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah, well, there's a deeper philosophical or maybe even metaphysical content there, but we don't have to go there. But I wonder sometimes if these, it happens to all of us. I wonder sometimes if these things that seem to happen to us, we really sort of designed without realizing it. What about that? But at any rate, the point is, you were teaching special ed. Special ed is a very specific thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear on your headphones?
No, but I can hear.
Turn the
you.
volume up. There you go. Can you hear now?
Now I can.
Okay, good. You might have need your volume.
Yeah, I unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Yeah,
Sorry
there you
about
go.
that.
That's okay. Turn it off and turn it back on. Yeah, our for people who can't see this, our volume controls on our headphones are right at the same level as our knees. And so, at any rate, there it is. So now that you can hear well. What was my question? My question was, did you chose special ed, and special ed chose you?
It chose me.
And what was it like being a special ed teacher?
I mean, I can't say I did. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't miss it.
You don't miss it.
And then at the end of my career, I was actually teaching at Irwin, vocational. I was teaching GED. I was teaching adults remediation and GED. And it was funny because they would ask me, Ms. Rodriguez, what did you teach when you were a teacher? And I said, well, I taught special ed. And they look at me and they go, you're still teaching special ed.
So
but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, well, all teachers are people that are just doing a job. But on the other hand, as a society, I think we look at teachers as doing, yeoman special work because it's a great honor to be helping people. You're really helping people, right? Even children, as a elementary school teacher, you're helping them all the time, right? And that's a very cool thing to do, I think, right?
Yeah, and it's fun to help people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's this
It's got its own rewards.
It's got its own rewards, absolutely. And Teresa, so you were teaching elementary school.
I only taught for 8 years. Teaching wasn't for me. I had small children. The weekends I would teach Sunday school at OLPH with my husband. And I just got burned out on teaching pretty quickly, which I think the burnout rate is.
Yeah.
Well,
I did, and then so I did quit a couple of times.
Yeah, right. I understand.
And then and it's like you need a break.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. So you stopped teaching, and you had motherhood right there waiting for you.
Yes, I did.
So did you at that point just sort of become a full-time mother? Or were you working jobs?
No, I'm full-time mother and volunteer. I volunteered at the schools that my children went to, Twin Lakes, Stewart Middle School, and Blake High School. So I was on the PTA, an advisory panel, was a volunteer for the art department at Blake and the orchestra. So I even though I wasn't working...
But you were working.
I was working.
Yeah, you were working. Absolutely. And Lori, were you mothering?
No, I was not so fortunate. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. So that means that you are, however, very involved as Aunt Lori.
Yes. As a matter of fact, as Aunt Lori, I would go with Teresa to the school events when I quit. One of those few times. So she'd say, "Oh yeah, the girls are going to." So I would go to the school, and as a matter of fact, one of my niece's fellow students said to her, "It's so cool that your mother's a lesbian." and my niece was like, "Yeah, it is."
I see.
So yeah, they thought that we were a couple.
Oh, I see.
Because Rob was working. Her husband was working.
I
So
see.
she would say, oh, come with me to these. And so I would go. And they really thought that we were a couple.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's funny.
interesting.
They either think we're a couple or we're twins.
Yes.
So go figure.
It seems like there should be a gray area in there
there's
somewhere,
no
right?
gray area.
Because the physical resemblance between the two of you is definitely there.
Unless you know us.
Yeah, I
Then
guess.
we don't look alike at all.
Then you start to differentiate. And it's interesting that somebody would think you're a couple, but I guess that happens.
Oh, a lot of the students thought that, and my niece never corrected them. She just said, "Yeah, it is." Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so then now we get to the point where you more or less, would we call it retirement, or you just quit?
No, I finally retired.
You
yeah.
retired,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And
I may not look at Joe, but I'm old enough to retire.
well, let me go ahead and pad my own bed and say you do not look like you should be retired at all.
Okay. Well,
yeah, absolutely.
I now have a second career, so.
There we go. So let's take a break, and we have something for someone to share with you at the bottom of the hour.
Hi, my name is Sherry Akram. I'm the Development Director here at WMNF. You're listening to The Conversation with Mario Nunez and Joe King Carter on WMNF 88.5 Tampa.
Sherry Akram, thank you so much, Sherry. She was with us last week, and she is our Development Director, and she is just awesome here at the greatest little radio station on planet Earth. Woo. Now, yeah, there we go. So, so one of the things, and the way in which I know you, is because of your recent business creation. But I suspect that didn't come quickly and was in some kind of fermentation process over time. Is that true? And if that's so, can you describe how that went? When did you first start talking about opening a bookstore?
In the beginning, it wasn't a bookstore because we couldn't focus. We're very, all over the place. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of things that we love, and we wanted to bring all these things together. And in the end, it became a bookstore with, of course, a little kitchen, which because I like to cook.
Right.
Okay. And I like to have cocktail parties, and I like to do little events.
Yeah.
So, but we always, for years and years, always wanted to have a business. And we like to cook. We like to entertain. We like to craft. We like to read. We're educators. So we liked all these things. And it's like a lot of things that we wanted to bring together in one place. So it took a bit of time. Mm-hmm. Before we finally were like, well, let's just open a bookstore.
So wait a minute, let me back into this a little bit. So some many years ago, you both started talking about, let's create a business together. And it could be all of these things that you want it to be.
Yeah.
Is that 10 years ago? Is that 15 years ago? Has that been throughout your life?
I would say probably throughout our life, but it started to come together, I would say about 25 or 26 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember, we went to school and wanted to be accountants, and so that would have been the business world. But,
Yeah,
so
somebody should have stuck with that. It would have made the whole process a lot easier.
Yes.
Well, it's sometimes creative people have they have a challenge. Yeah. I'd put you both in the creative category. So that's a long time that you were sort of talking about a business. And what were some of those first incarnations? Was it going to be like a...
Well, first, probably about 25 or more years ago, we were going to make cookies, Italian cookies, and we were going to be Too Smart Cookies.
Oh, there we go.
Because we made, we would make cookies for like my wedding. Wedding cookies. I don't know if you've ever been to an Italian wedding.
I
have peanuts and they have cookies.
I used to be married to an Italian, I will say, and the only cookie that they ever traditionally made was that I liked, which I thought was really cool. And I'm not going to be able to remember the name, but it's those little, very thin wafered cookies that
Pizzelli?
Possibly. Kind of look. It comes out of a
press,
like a waffle press,
yeah.
and it looks like a windmill.
Yeah.
and it's got powdered sugar sprinkled on it.
Yeah.
I thought those things were cool. Beyond that, I didn't care for many of them. That's just me. Yeah,
Well,
I'm a
some
weird...
of these bakeries, they all taste like Play-Doh. They start with one thing, but when they're homemade, it's a whole nother ballgame.
I bet, yeah. So you're going to be two smart cookies.
We were.
Yeah.
Because, people were telling us, oh, you should make these. Of course, we had no idea. If somebody had stuck to the business classes, maybe, but we didn't,
Yeah.
So that it started out like that, and then it progressed with, we like to craft, we like to sew, we're all over the place.
Right.
Yeah, but then we also needed jobs and insurance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, and it just really, Joe, I wanted to open a bar.
A bar.
Yes, I wanted to open an aperitivo bar, like
Okay.
a little tiny bar.
Yeah.
And sell little appetizers and aperitivos and digestives.
Very nice.
And I really wanted to do it at my great-grandfather's plumbing shop, which is on 7th Avenue.
Uh-huh.
It's right next to where Agliano's used to be.
Oh, absolutely.
So to the left of Agliano's, right there, if you're looking at it, 1817 7th Avenue, that was our great-grandfather's plumbing shop.
Really?
Yeah, he had a plumbing store there, a plumbing business.
Next to
And-
Agliano's Fish Market.
Yes, to
Yeah.
the right, which is what, like a grocery store now or something?
Well,
I'm not sure.
something like
yeah,
that.
You know where it's at.
Yes,
on the
I know
right
exactly
hand.
where it's at.
And I thought, oh, that'd be perfect. I could make this little bar. And then and then we're soon found out I could, two problems. It wasn't for sale, and I didn't have the money.
Right.
So forget that.
That's an issue.
Yeah, that was a couple of issues there that we couldn't. So then we're okay, but I really like to do Ybor City. So we're looking around, and we had been talking, and I had said, well, yeah, I want to open this, and they call them the bookends of the cocktail world. So I'm like, oh yeah, well I'll call it bookends. We're just dreaming, right? Because we're dreamers,
Right.
we're dreamers. Oh, we'll call it bookends, and we'll sell cocktails. How about books? Well, absolutely, we're going to sell books. How about bookends? Yes, we'll have books on the shelves. We'll have bookends. We'll sell the books. We'll sell the bookends. We'll sell anything people want to buy. And then soon found out that there was no way we were ever going to sell cocktails. That just was especially in a tiny, you can't afford to have a tiny little place selling cocktails. It just doesn't make enough money to support it. So we found that out, and we just stuck with the books, and then we were in a bunch of book clubs, and of course we're educators. So it was the final thing that put everything that we like to do together, I think.
Okay.
Because we have a small kitchen, and because we have the bookstore, we can do events with authors and things of that nature
Absolutely.
that we can have, and we love to do that.
Absolutely.
And we love to have the community come in. We just love gatherings. We're used to that Sunday spaghetti dinner that we used to have when we were kids, and we like to have people and friends gathering around, talking about things that we like, which, it just turned out to be the perfect timing, I guess.
Community,
Yeah.
yes. Well, we're on community radio, and it's a big part of the conversation here that we have. So let me bring the audience up to speed on this idea, because I don't know that you will want to brag so significantly about yourself, but I can. So let me just say that what we are talking about, and then we're going to talk about how it functions and how it happened, but what we are talking about is a new business in Ybor City on 2nd Avenue called Bookends, and it is in a large, not large, but a casita, kind of a bungalow casita right there on 2nd Avenue. It is an amazing business development in that neighborhood. It is, of course, a bookstore, which is, we need those, I believe. And also, I can tell you as a resident of 36 years in Ybor City, that where Bookends is currently located was a very different place 36, 40 years ago when I came to Ybor City. What it was unfortunately and sadly a neighborhood that had been highly marginalized by crime and disregard and a lack of care. And so therefore, it was a place that was pretty rough. And there were some flop houses, as they were called, day rentals in the area. There were poor people that are struggling. And it was not an area that an adventurous business person would have come in certainly 30 plus years ago and said, hey, let's put a beautiful little bookstore here. So the timing is right. The neighborhood has changed. Around the corner from you is Lector 85, which is an amazing residential complex that has been built. And for those of us who are intimate with the neighborhoods, in the immediate area of 7th Avenue, this is a fantastic development. So I have been talking to both of you in the process of you getting this together. And we're going to talk about that process, by the way. And it's been an amazing thing for me to observe from a distance. And I feel very special about it and very honored. And I think what you're doing is really quite amazing. So you have the dream of building this, but I happen to know as an insider that you've gone through a lot of consternation, let's call it, okay? Yeah. So let's address that a little bit. What's it like opening up a business in that situation, doing what you wanted to do?
Well, let's start by saying if we had any idea, we wouldn't be sitting here today.
Well, that's common in life,
and,
right?
You know, but on the flip side of that is it's good because otherwise we wouldn't be sitting here today.
Right.
So we didn't know, and it wasn't easy. It was a long process because we bought the property in 2022. I think it was March, right, Terry? March of 2020. And we thought, foolishly, that we would slap on a couple of coats of paint, right? Put an oven in the kitchen and put some bookshelves and
there you go.
Be ready to go.
Yeah.
Scones, coffee, books. What more can we ask for?
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, and our grandfather was a general contractor in Tampa, and my father always worked for him, so he knows how to do all this work.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought,
under his tutelage, right?
It.
We could.
Sure.
Yeah. No, you're not allowed to do that.
Then, we soon found out we couldn't do that.
Yes.
And that kind of leads into, we applied for some preservation grants, one with the city facade grant, and the Hillsborough County preservation grant. And we have received several grants, and without the grants...
We thank them.
Yes.
Profusely.
Because without those grants, this would not have been possible.
Right.
I still don't know how it was possible.
Yeah.
Right.
To be honest with you.
I understand. Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, I get it.
It is a lot.
And so you had some support from grants.
Absolutely.
But you also went through a lot of what is the word I'm looking for? Difficulty in obtaining the appropriate permits to make things happen the way you wanted. Am I correct in that?
Oh, yeah. We were 18 months with the city waiting for them just to approve the plans from the architect.
Wow.
And so with the city, we kind of assumed that once part of your plans passed, they wouldn't revisit the plans. The parts that were disapproved, we thought they would they would fix those. The architect and the engineers would make corrections and submit, and they would look at those things, and that either is approved or disapproved. But we found that the city actually looks at everything all over again, even the things that had previously been approved, and they can go back and disapprove those items. So this just... we felt like this was going to never end. If we thought you'd be locked in once.
So A, B, C passes, D doesn't. Then you fix D, you go back, and D passes, but A, B, C doesn't.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah. And of course, so that went on for 18 months.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And that must have been incredibly frustrating.
Yes.
So, and somewhere in there you must have said, maybe we ought to just not do this.
I don't know if we actually ever said that.
You never really got to that point.
I don't think so. I know that when I'm like, well, we need to just go down there to the building on Hannah and talk to. And when we walked in, the guy said to us, "Oh, you guys are still around? I thought you gave up." Well, after he said that, I'm like, okay, you think we're going to give up? No, I don't care now. This is to the death.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, because we're kind of like that.
Yeah, you're kind of like that. I get that.
We're kind of like that.
Yeah, sure. So, so I can tell you that in my time in Ybor City, what I discovered early on and has been reinforced over the years is it's very easy to take it personally or to have personal feelings about things that happen. But what happens in the reason that government moves slowly is that bureaucracy must make sure that all of the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and ultimately there's litigation involved. If the city makes a mistake, then they're going to get sued. They don't like that, and and to some degree, government has a responsibility to the funders of government, taxpayers, to do it right. Make sure it's done right.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
But we took a tour down Ybor City to different places, and is everybody doing it right?
Right.
And
that's a different issue.
When you bring that up to them, they're like, oh, they give you all kinds of excuses of why they don't have to do it, but you have to do it.
Right.
So yes, I believe in the safety. I believe in all of that, but it seems to be a little arbitrary at times.
It does.
Yeah.
And we're facing some issues that everything's done in the building, but we're facing some issues with problems. The plans weren't followed, and the inspector approved everything, and so now we're having a couple of issues. So that's another frustrating.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those I don't want to go into the weeds of the details, but you feel those issues you're going to be able to resolve those, I presume?
I'm being told by the contractor that they're going to address those issues. I'm waiting for them to schedule the professionals that are supposed to come in and take care of the problems. So hopefully that will take place soon.
And in the grants that you received, are there issues in which the grants have to be fulfilled in a certain way? I mean, how does that work? Is that an issue or not an issue for you?
The grant departments, both for the city and the county, are really great. We had a deadline which passed a very long time ago, but they have things in place where you can request extensions, and we have had multiple extensions. So they've really worked with us. They've been great.
Yes.
Good.
But with those grants, you do have to hire a general contractor to oversee your project.
An approved general contractor by the grant writers?
No. They just
the
have
grant
to
is
be,
from the city of Tampa, correct?
One is the city, one is the county.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or several from the county. The city is the facade grant. So you have to make sure you have a licensed general contractor. Of course, the contractor then, finds the subcontractors to do the job, and then contractors add 15% of the entire job to the whole quote.
Right.
And so it gets very expensive. And but other than that, having to have the general contractor, they're very flexible with both departments, and they've worked really hard and close with us to get this project completed. And I'm glad I didn't go into accounting, because the grant paperwork is a little bit of a nightmare. I don't quite understand it, and they are kind of holding my hand and walking me through the process. But that all has been running pretty smoothly.
Sure.
Yeah.
And probably almost anybody in your position would have to have their hand held, by the way. I'm not an accountant either, so I understand what you're saying. So now you reach the place that you are, like, when did you know that you would have an opening date?
That is so funny.
That is funny.
Because we really we don't have an opening date. We haven't had a grand opening, because now we're waiting for our kitchen, because we do want to, make some baked goods and be able to use our espresso machine.
Yes.
So we're working on that. And then eventually down the line, we want to have the beer and wine. So as we're stocking the shelves and everything, people are coming up. They just keep knocking on the door. Oh, can I come in? Oh, yeah, sure, you can come in. And, everybody wants to come in. And I'm like, you know what? We just need to post some opening hours and let people come. You're set up to, and by the way, Joe, I don't do anything with selling the books. I make muffins and scones, and that's my thing.
I see.
Yeah.
So
if I'm forced to do
Teresa's the book manager?
Yes.
Okay.
now I will tell her, if I read books that I like, I tell her, put these
Yeah.
on the shelf, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
yeah.
But she does that. And
Right.
I finally said, well, if you've got the POS working and the books are on the shelf, why not just let these people in? Let's just put some hours on the door, let them in, let them shop. Why not, right?
Right.
So we just kind of put on social media, we're open these hours. But we never really had a big opening.
No. Well, you can still have that.
Yes, we're hoping to have that when we get our
And,
kitchen.
you invite the mayor and you make a big deal out of it, right? Okay.
Well, we want to, yeah, we could do that.
You could do that.
We could do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's typically what's done in Ybor City. I've
Typically,
noticed.
we're not typical.
You're not.
So I don't know.
No, you're not.
If you're going to see the mayor there.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, that works. So let me just say this. I personally, this is just a weird little side bar. I personally know 3 people in my life, 3 different people that have said to me over the years, my dream is to open a bookstore. That's my dream.
We have
is
a lot
to
of people
open
who
a
walk
bookstore.
in and tell us that. They
Yeah.
say, I want to see it because that's my dream.
And I find that fascinating, and I don't know what that's about exactly, except that I think it probably ties into all kinds of little weird subtext having to do with people that love books, by the way, and people, how they see that business, that you get to, that it has some allure or appeal that's very interesting. I know that I grew up in Bradenton, and in Sarasota, you may know of this, and I don't know that it's still there. There was a famous bookstore on Pineapple on Main Street, I think on Main Street in downtown Sarasota, and they had these rooms set up for thematic rooms. So the Western literature room, the cowboy fiction, looked like a saloon with
Nice.
yeah, and then they had detective fiction, and it looked like Sam Spade's office, and yeah, it was very cool. And I used to go there and just I love that place. But bookstores have this allure, and also we are in an interesting time in our society, and we can talk more about this in a moment. But some people are calling this the post-literate age. We're not we're reading off of screens. But some people have never had a book in their hand in their lives. And that's a kind of fascinating thing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, amazing. So you didn't have a hard opening, and what I understand is that this place has got people in it all day now.
Yes, I have to hide.
She's not
because
kidding.
I'm there to bake muffins. I am not there.
and the
I do
kitchen
the
is not open,
displays.
so there is no baking going on.
And I tell her I cannot do I can't do anything. I can't restock the shelves. People are in my way.
Wow. Wow.
And she's like, that's what we want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Success,
It's been-
the annoyance of
But it'll
success.
slow down. It'll slow down.
Well, maybe it won't slow
I'm
down.
retired, Joe. This is supposed to be something I'm enjoying.
Well, I have actually seen video footage taken by my dear friend Rosalie Sims.
Yes.
And I was kind of like, I don't know if the word is stunned exactly, but I was like, wow, there were people all over the place. You were packed.
We're a little stunned.
In the middle of a
We're stunned
Thursday or
too, 'cause
Tuesday
we
or whatever it
thought,
was.
a few people will come in, maybe 4 people at a time. They'll leave. 3 people will come in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been pretty busy. I don't know.
Now, do you have any parking is on the street, and you don't have any street parking? How do I say this? People can't get ticketed because it's not on that side, which is the east side of 22nd. The parking program has not extended yet.
Correct.
Right. So they can just park, not worry about it, go in.
But follow the rules. If there are signs up, make sure you're...
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Park in the correct direction. And
Yeah.
So, of course, but not everybody does that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
But
there you
so
go.
far, there's been
No
no issues,
problems.
So you don't have land attached to this for parking?
no,
Not at
I
all.
wish.
We were hoping we'd have parking in the back and that people could enter through the side.
Because at the time there were alleys,
Yes.
but those, I guess people have just kind of taken over the alleys,
have.
and so there's no real alley anymore. We thought, because of course we were foolish when we bought it. We
Well-
didn't know what we were doing.
Have you, I don't want to start a little thing here, but have you, because I chaired the Barrio Latino Commission before in Ybor City, has your alley been legally vacated?
No.
No, but the neighbors are using it, and what are you gonna do? Kick them out? No, we can't do that.
They don't want to. They don't want to open up their alley for bookends.
And it doesn't go all the way through.
No, it doesn't.
If it went all the way through to 22nd, that might be
An option.
yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently at some point in time, that 22nd Street lot there
Yes.
must have purchased the alleyway, or it never went all the way through. I mean, I don't know the history of it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to build townhomes there across.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're not going to. That's just. But bookstores are community places.
Right.
And we really thought it would just be more walking, like people would. But we're getting people from all over the place coming in because, you know why? They don't have bookstores in their community.
That's correct.
And they want them.
Yes.
So they're coming.
Yes.
But most of our customers really don't. I mean, we grew up here. And we always walked when we went to Ybor City. And in those days, there were no parking garages. It was some lot somewhere. You parked the car and you just walk everywhere.
Yes.
When we were young.
Yes.
And so we just kind of that's just what you do when you go to Ybor City. And most of our customers they're like, okay, I'll park in the garage and I'll walk. Now, granted, some people can't. So we might, address that, maybe get a little van one day or something. But right now, it's really not an issue. I think more people would like to have this type of thing in their neighborhood, so they don't have to come. They have something. But then, Ybor is it's intriguing. People like to come.
Ybor City still, I think, because it's a big part of my life, it still has a kind of I'd call it creativity about the way that community works there. And it expresses community in a variety of different ways, and yet it all works. So for those people who see it just as a hard party place, they come in and they hit 7th Avenue at midnight and party and go home. There's no sense of that at all. But what is really going on there, and it's growing, it's not lessening, is we have now... Gasworks has brought in 5,000 residents. I mean, we're going to see more and more residents coming to Ybor City, and that's going to change everything. But certainly, I know, because I only live a few blocks away from Bookends, that I watch people walk up and down in front of my street all day who are residents, who are walking their dogs, and they're on their device or whatever they're doing. But and we have at the dog park, we have a wonderful little cafe there at 18th and 4th. And these kinds of businesses will come to the neighborhood more and more, by the way. And so I think it will only support what you're doing. But what you're doing is supporting the neighborhood. So I think it's just absolutely excellent. It's wonderful. Bookstores. Let's talk a little bit about bookstores. They're opening up a bookstore at a time when people might be reading books less. What it tells me is that some people might be reading books less, is that it tells me that those people who read books love books in a very special way. I mean, I know I do. It's an experience to read a book that is totally different than anything else in my life. And I think that this is a little theory I have, that books are going to have a resurgence. I think that people are going to want to go to books because of its connection to community and connection to the past and connection to our history, and also how much can your eyeballs take looking at those screens? Some people are starting to have problems because they look at screens all day. So
Plus, holding a book, smelling a book. I mean, it's just different.
Right. And it's also could be particularly wonderful if you can have a scone while you're looking at a book.
Exactly. and a café con leche, right?
Yeah, café con leche. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So what do you see for your future there? I mean, I know it's probably, you're just happy to have gotten where you are after this kind of struggle. But what, you were talking about parking, you were talking about the alley, you're talking about things like that. What is it you would like to see for that neighborhood? Now you're a part of that neighborhood. Isn't that a different experience? To be really in that neighborhood now? Yeah.
Yeah. And we thought it would be more of just the neighborhood. And we've had plenty neighborhood people, but there are people coming from all over. So it's more than just the neighborhood, which I said, it tells you that people want things like this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. They want, like homey comforts.
Homey comforts.
Yeah, that you don't get in these big, huge places. It's great to go to these huge places. You get but it doesn't have that comfortable, homey feel.
That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah. And those places are less and less. They're not more and more. They're less and less.
Because when people go in there, you're just another one of many.
Right.
You're just another customer coming in. When you come into a small shop, people know you.
Right.
It's just like your books. Those people, those characters in those books are your friends.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's some of the success of actually having observed this for a long time, ironically, of cigar shops. Because what happens in these cigar shops is that customers, typically men, but sometimes women, but you go in and you get a cigar and a coffee or a beer or whatever it is available to you in that particular chinchao. That's what the Cubanos would call them, chinchaos, right? That you sit there and you connect.
Yes.
Right? And when I was a little boy, I would look at my father and say, he was constantly going to places where men would congregate and sit around and talk and shoot the whatever you want to call that. Okay? Barbershops, mechanic shops, hardware stores, feed stores. And when I was a little boy, I actually remember this thought. Wow, I can't wait to be a grown man so I can sit around and
participate in
this kind of socialization. And it's for the most part gone.
Yeah.
People don't even hang out in Starbucks and talk to each other. They sit on their laptop if they hang out at all. So I think that what you are pioneering here is something that is a lot more important than you might realize. What do you think of that? Yes,
maybe.
I think it is.
I think so.
I think
people want to put down that phone and have real connections with real people.
Right, because I think the brick and mortar retails of the future are going to have to be, in a way, social connection spaces. Mm-hmm. I don't think people are going to want to, now that you can buy everything online.
Yes.
Why would you?
And people are working from their homes.
Correct.
So they're really never leaving. You're buying your groceries. You're having your Grubhub food coming to you. You're
That's
having
right.
Everything comes to your front door. So you're never leaving. You're never getting out of your pajamas, for
Right.
that matter.
Right.
And I think we start to suffer for that.
Absolutely.
And people crave having relationships.
Yes.
And there is a big book community in Tampa. I don't know if you've heard of Silent Book Club.
No, I haven't.
So there is a traveling book club. There, on the second Tuesday of each month, Silent Book Club meets at Magnanimous Brewing in Seminole Heights. Mm-hmm. And it's a large group. I mean, it varies in size. Sometimes there's 80 people there. Mm-hmm. And this group of people, they like to just discuss books with
whatever book you're reading.
Yes,
so you're not told.
Yes.
And
It's
some
not an
people are
assigned
sitting
book.
there and they're with their headphones. They're not even socializing, but they want to be there.
They want
Right.
to be part of a
I think
community.
it's like dipping their toe into socialization.
I think you're absolutely
because
right.
they just don't even know how to do it anymore.
I have way too many hats because I'm follically challenged, and I must wear a hat out in the sun. And I have way too many hats. And on
So
7th
do I.
Avenue, La France has its own hat store.
Yes.
I can't buy a hat online. I can't. I have to put it on, right?
Yes.
And the same thing is my feeling about a book. In most cases, I want to open it up and read a couple of passages, and I want to look at it and touch it. That's I think the importance of that.
Yes.
Now, with less than almost a minute to go, anything left that you would like to bring up? No?
Nope.
No, not
Except
really.
thank you for having us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And of course, now you're probably going to get a few more customers,
Oh, that'd be great.
right?
Be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks,
So
Joe.
it's been a pleasure to have you here. It's been an honor. I think what you're doing in Ybor City is a lot more than just opening up a retail store. I think you're doing something special. So thank you for that. And let me just say, with about a minute to go, we did not take any calls today because we had such a conversation, and because I'm here on my only one me and my tremendous engineer Jessica Green has been holding my hand a little bit through this. So, but I just want to thank everybody out there, and also if Mario, if you're listening, or you listen to this later. Our hearts are with you, brother. We hope that everything goes as well as it can under the conditions. And so, coming up, well, first of all, let me say that Gabrielle is back there on the phones, even though we didn't have phone calls, but she's always a trooper hanging out with us, making all of this possible. And yes, we have big love hearts for Gabrielle. And thank you, Jessica. You are awesome, as always, so special. And coming up next, we have, as always, Sam I Am. She's over there waving, getting ready to knock it out of the park. And after with It's the Wednesday, and that's it. Have a beautiful day, folks. From Tampa, from WMNF Tampa.